So, why did I buy the WR250R over the newer and still in production CRF300L? Well, this story actually begins a few years ago. It was 2019, a simpler time, before the CRF300L even existed, and before anyone was munching on any bats. I'd had my motorbike license for a few years and owned enduro bikes and road bikes up until that point. But life got in the way, I wasn't riding as much, so I sold those bikes. But after not owning one for some time, a new bike was on the cards, and the Dual Sport was at the top of that list. So what was out there? The dinosaur offerings from Suzuki, the big heavy Kawasaki, or the lighter CRF300L and WR250R. I lusted over that WR250R. It actually looked like a bike capable of doing everything that I wanted, but they were expensive, and the CRF300L was at a much better price point. So what did I do? Well, I just started working full-time that year, so I did end up going with the CRF300L. Now that was a great bike, and I'll go into that in future videos, but the WR250R was still the bike that my heart desired. Now I was satisfied with the CRF, and after owning it for about a year, I sold it and picked up a few other bikes between then and now. This included a Honda Hornet, a Tenere 700, KTM 450, and more recently the V-Strom 1000, which I still own. And they're all great bikes, which I'll discuss in future videos. But the thought of owning the WR250R was still on the back burner, and it always just came up in my thoughts. But up until then, I never took the leap on getting one. But then, Honda released the CRF300L. And I was thinking this could be the unicorn bike that the dual sport riders and myself have always wanted. Unfortunately, it really was just an upgraded CRF250L. Now, I know they made some good upgrades, and I don't want to go into the technical aspects of those because that's not what this video is about. But it just didn't have the wow factor to convince me to change what my heart desired, which was the WR250R. Now, another thing that kept me in the WR camp is the fact that the WR250R was produced in Japan and the CRF in Thailand. Now, don't get me wrong, the Thai makes some damn good products. You know that Hilux reliability? They've been Thai built since 2005. So I fully trust in the manufacturing and quality control processes. However, nothing beats the good old Japanese quality and reliability. And I definitely noticed the components and the materials on the WR250R were a higher quality than they were on the CRF. And now that doesn't mean the CRF is bad. It also means the CRF comes in at quite a lower price point, so you are paying for that Jap quality. Lastly, I mentioned earlier that I had a KTM 450. Now I did sell that bike after my surgery, so this left a void in the garage for a bike capable of tackling tough terrain. And this factored into my reasoning for picking the WR250R over the CRF300L. This isn't on my own experience because I haven't ridden the CRF300L, but I pretty much watched every single review video or comparison video, and the general consensus is that the WR250R still felt like the better bike suited for enduro riding. So that's it. To sum it up, I wanted something different after having owned the CRF250L. I wanted Jap reliability, and I wanted something that I could abuse off-road and treat it like an enduro bike. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.